Rohan Kapoor had everything money could buy: a luxury car at 22, designer clothes, and a mansion bigger than most people's dreams. His father owned one of the largest construction companies in the city, and Rohan carried that name like a crown. Every morning, he would drive his roaring sports car through the narrow lanes of the old town, just to show off. The people there, mostly poor laborers, would pause their work and watch. Rohan loved that attention. One morning, as he sped through the lane, his car splashed muddy water on a young boy walking with a sack of bricks on his shoulder. The boy stumbled, but said nothing. Rohan laughed. "Hey, watch where you walk, brick boy," he shouted, smirking through the tinted window. The boy, about Rohan's age but dressed in torn clothes, simply wiped his face and replied, "One day, you'll have to slow down too." Rohan frowned. "Me? Slow down? Never," and with that, he hit the accelerator, leaving behind dust and laughter. That evening, Rohan told the story to his friends at a rooftop party. "You should have seen his face," he chuckled, raising his glass. "Poor kid probably never sat in a car before." The group laughed with him, but Rohan's friend Karan said quietly, "Careful, buddy. Arrogance has a way of coming back." Rohan brushed it off. "Only for people who can't afford speed." A week later, his father sent him to inspect a construction site near the hills, a project that would be their company's biggest venture yet. "Don't just play rich boy this time," his father warned. "Learn how the world works." Rohan reluctantly agreed. When he arrived, he saw workers toiling under the sun, lifting stones and mixing cement. Dust and sweat hung thick in the air. He wrinkled his nose in disgust. As he walked through the site giving orders he barely understood, he noticed a familiar face. The same boy from the muddy lane. He was stacking bricks quietly, his eyes focused. "You again?" Rohan sneered. "Still carrying bricks?" The boy looked up, calm as before. "Yes, sir. Still working." "What about you? Still racing through life?" Rohan scoffed. "Don't give me life lessons, brick boy." The boy smiled faintly. "Not my job to teach you. Nature does that better." Rohan rolled his eyes and walked away. Later that day, dark clouds gathered above the hills. The site manager warned everyone to wrap up. A storm was coming. But Rohan, in his arrogance, insisted on checking the upper ridge where they planned to expand. "Sir, it's dangerous," said the same boy. "The soil up there gets loose after rain." "You shouldn't go," Rohan smirked. "You think I'm scared of a little mud?" "Move aside." He climbed the slope, ignoring the thunder rumbling in the distance. Wind whipped through his hair, and rain began to pour. Within minutes, the ground turned slippery. And then, it happened. The earth beneath his feet gave way. Rohan slipped and tumbled down the muddy slope, crashing into a pile of debris. Pain shot through his leg as he tried to move, but he couldn't. Panic flooded him. He shouted for help, but his voice drowned in the storm. For the first time, he felt small, powerless. Moments later, a hand reached out through the rain, the same boy he had mocked. Without hesitation, the boy grabbed a rope, tied it around a rock, and pulled Rohan to safety, inch by inch. When they finally reached the ground, both were soaked and covered in mud. Rohan lay there, gasping. Why did you save me?" he asked weakly. The boy looked at him with quiet eyes. "Because no one deserves to be left behind. Not even those who forget what humility is." Rohan had no words. The next morning, the storm had passed. The site was a mess, but Rohan's heart was heavier than the fallen stones. He watched the workers clean the debris, men who worked without complaint, who didn't need fancy cars to prove their worth. He walked up to the boy and said softly, "I'm sorry." For everything, the boy nodded. Apologies don't change the past, but they can shape what you do next. Months later, Rohan was a different man. He stopped flaunting his wealth, started spending time at the construction sites, and learned the real meaning of hard work. He built a small foundation to help educate the laborers' children, including the boy who had saved him, whose name he finally learned was Arjun. When reporters asked Rohan what had changed him, he smiled faintly and said, "Once, I thought I ruled the road. But then nature reminded me, no one stays on top forever. Stay humble, or life will teach you humility the hard way." And from that day on, the roaring sound of his car was replaced by something far stronger, the quiet strength of a man who had finally learned to bow before life. Moral: pride makes you blind, but humility lets you see the truth. That no one is above the lessons nature has to teach. So friends, stay humble, or the world will humble you. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful life lessons and motivational stories. Stay humble, stay inspired, because every story has a message worth learning. Thank you.